Vanakkam, Namaste, Namaskar. I'm going to continue on the topic of lights. If you remember, I had done a couple of videos on lights, and the last one I had done was talking about geographical range or your visible horizon. So right now I'm going to go to the next step on the same, and this time it will be something called nominal range. That is what we're going to look at today. So before I proceed with what is nominal range, let us just quickly look into a small recap, which will guide you on geographical range also. If you remember, we had seen what is loom and what is rise and dip. I'm just doing a recap. Why? Because the rise and dip part of it is something related to geographical range, which is your visible horizon. So presently I'm looking at night time. So if your vessel was seen like this, and this was your calculated visible horizon, which includes the height of both you and the object also. So if you see the first thing, what you see in your horizon is basically the loom, and you'll see the next step will be the rise and dip of actual the light. That will be the rise and dip, and then as and when you keep moving closer, you will see that light is growing, and you might see the full height of the light. Now, in the nighttime, as we have already seen, you won't be able to see the structure. So if I want to show you similarly in the daytime, you might see the full light structure. So this is how you would have seen the light. I'm going to show you the same thing for daytime also. But before that, let us just quickly have a look on a ship. Let us say a ship is coming close to you. So you will see the top tip of the funnel, and then it'll start growing, and then finally the full height of the ship as and when it comes closer, and you are within that geographical range of both the object and you. Let us quickly look at what happens in the daytime. The same light or structure, this time is not the light. You will see the rise and dip of the structure. Then the structure will start growing, and you might see the full structure later on as and when you go closer. So this particular rise and dip, which I've been showing in the last three slides, directly relates to something called geographical range. Now, we had seen that you could have various barriers. Uh, Whether you will be able to rise and dip a lighthouse will depend on a very important barrier. That barrier is basically what we're going to study today. That is what we're going to look in our this module. So let us look at the barrier, and the title itself gives you that barrier. It is the MET visibility or meteorological visibility. What does it mean? We'll just try to give it in a simple words, and then we'll see how it is measured also, a simple way of measuring also. So for me to understand the next topic or the title of this video, which is nominal range, is to understand what is MET visibility. Okay, when we talk about visibility, we normally refer to the horizontal visibility. That means the transparency of the atmosphere, which is in the horizontal direction, or I can call it horizontal clarity of the medium, which is the atmosphere. We are not talking about the vertical direction. We are interested only in the horizontal direction. Now, this transparency of the medium can be affected by various factors like your dust, haze, smoke, smog, fog, etc. And any form of precipitation is going to hamper your clarity. Now, this transparency is never constant. It keeps changing every minute, basically. So even in the same person is standing in a horizon, if he sees 360-degree, this transparency is not constant along your azimuth also. It is not constant. Now, there is a small test. Practically, how exactly they do, we are not interested, but I'll just tell you how it is done. So you have a fair idea how. A check for this clarity of atmosphere is done, which is called your MET visibility. Usually an object is taken or a shape is taken, and this shape or object does not have its own light. Okay, so I'm going to use ambient sunlight. So let us quickly look at it. The easiest way to do is take a black object or you can take a white canvas and paint a black circle or a square, whatever you want to call it. That is what I call black object. And should have a light background. So white background is the lightest one you can get. So black and white. So your idea is you need to distinguish between the black object and the white background. Now this particular canvas or the object with a white background is slowly moved away from you. Okay. And they keep on moving and wait for the maximum distance at which you can still see the black object and distinguish it with your lighter background. This background could be horizon also. So that means a man is standing and that object is kept on moving away from you. And I'm going to look at the maximum distance in that particular met visibility conditions, in that particular prevailing conditions. So let us say this was that object. And if I measure that till 10 nautical miles from you, I could distinguish the black and white or the light background. So that means I can call today the met visibility right now is 10 nautical miles. Okay. This similar condition, please remember, can exist at night also. The only difference is now I don't have the ambient sunlight, but the conditions can exist. So that is why met visibility is always given in daytime and nighttime. So this is a simple way of understanding how a met visibility is found out. Now let us go to this nominal range. So what is the definition of nominal range? The idea of nominal range is when the light is on. So we have already seen the light when it is on. That means I should talk about nighttime. Why? Because in daytime your sun is going to overpower or mask the whole the light. So that is why I've clearly said the nominal range is a range at which light can be seen at the night time in some prescribed met visibility. But here in this definition, I'm going to take it as 10 nautical miles. So nominal range is the range of the light which you can see when the met visibility is 10 nautical miles. This is the definition of nominal range and is fixed for 10 nautical miles. Please remember this. Okay. So I'm giving you an example of a light. You can see that the nominal range of this light is 25 nautical miles. So what does it mean? It means that I can see this light in the night time to a range of 25 nautical miles when the met visibility right now is 10 nautical miles. Okay. But as we have already seen, met visibility conditions are never constant. So I cannot be assured of this 25 nautical miles if I don't have met visibility of 10 nautical miles. It could be less, could be more. And this is where a new range comes into picture. And that range is called present luminous range, PLR. It is also called a sighting range by a few, but I will call it PLR. Let us quickly look at how this PLR changes. We'll do a little bit theory, then I'm going to show you how practically to find that also. So PLR, please remember, if today the same lighthouse had switched on the light and met visibility was greater than 10 nautical miles, then I might be able to see it more than 25, which is your nominal range or NR. I could see more. But exactly the opposite also can happen. If the met visibility today is less than 10 miles, then I will not be able to see it at a range of 25 nautical miles. So this PLR, which is called the luminous range in any condition of visibility, which can be 10, which need not be 10, can be found out by a diagram called luminous range diagram. I'm going to show you in the next slide, the coming slides, what is luminous range of the diagram. So a quick description of that luminous range diagram. I got an x-axis on the top and I got y-axis. So your x-axis is usually the nominal range and the y-axis shows you the present luminous range, or which is your sighting range also. Okay. Now various curves are given within this lum range diagram. Those curves are for different met visibility conditions and I need to interpolate that using that graph. So once I show you that graph, it will be clear. Whatever I'm talking here will be clear. Okay. Now usually when I'm talking about a light, like I said, 25 nautical miles nominal range. I'm talking about that light when it is switched on. So when it is switched on, each light has got its own power, or got its own luminous intensity. And please remember, the Met visibility is a barrier. So all these three are combined as one simple word, which is called present luminous range. You should consider all the three of them combined and a single title called present luminous range. That means I have the power, the luminous intensity, and the present Met visibility. Okay, let us take an example to quickly understand this, whatever I have told. I'm giving you the same light. Uh, the nominal range is 25. I'm going to ask you to find what is the present luminous range for this lighthouse. Let us say today Met visibility is only 5 nautical miles. So let us go into the graph. First, let us understand what all features are there. You can see the top x-axis is clearly written as nominal range. Okay. And the left hand y-axis is giving me the present luminous range, or which is called the sighting range also. I told you that there are various curves of Met visibility. You can see this is the curve which is for 0.5 nautical mile Met visibility. This is the second one, which is 1 nautical mile. This is 2 nautical mile, 5, 10, and so on. Okay. These are Met visibility curves. So how do I use it? This question clearly said that the lighthouse had 25 miles nominal range. I need to find out where it is. It is here. Please remember the vertical lines and the horizontal lines in this graph, they are not same. They are having a different spacing. So you have to be careful in judging and getting your 25 nautical miles. You will get that with some practice. So I'm here at 25. I vertically go down till the range or the curve for Met visibility 5 nautical miles. I've just gone there. Now, once I've reached there, I go horizontal and I find out that my present luminous range is 15 nautical miles. So this is how I use your lume range diagram. I'm going to give you one more trick example, or which is more called as common sense example. The same lighthouse, I'm asking you to find what is the present luminous range when Met visibility is 10 nautical miles. Okay. The reason why I said trick is it is in the question itself. So majority of the people will again go back to the lume range diagram and try to find out, but I have more common sense. Please do not refer to the lume range diagram because the PLR itself is 25 nautical miles. Because please go by the definition. Definition of NR itself said that it is the range of the light which I can see when my present Met visibility is 10 nautical miles. So that is why I need not go to the graph, but I'm still going to go to the graph and I'm going to show you the same thing. Okay. With this, if you realize when the Met visibility is 10 nautical miles, your PLR is equal to NR. Okay. This is what is exactly what we got. Both are same. Your Met visibility 10 nautical miles can also be called as good visibility in many question papers. So in MMD exam, if somebody says good visibility, please consider that 10 nautical miles. And for a nominal range, you need not go to the graph. The PLR is equal to NR. But still, I'm going to prove it with the diagram. Let us again go back. I'm going to take 10 miles Met visibility curve. Okay, it is also called as good visibility. I'm going to go to the NR, come down, hit the 10 miles curve, go here, you will see you will get exactly the same 25 nautical miles. So this is the reason I said when Met visibility is 10, you need not go to the graph. Your NR is equal to PLR. Okay. So this was a small video which was talking about your nominal range. I'm going to make one more video which will maybe conclude this whole topic of lights. Why? Because we have come step by step from how to decipher the specifications of the lights which is given to you in your charts and list of lights. At the same time, we talked about geographical range. Now, today we have talked about nominal range and your Met visibility. Idea is how do we put this into practical use? That is what will come to you in the next maybe 1 or 2 videos. So I hope this video was good enough to understand what is nominal range and met visibility. Please keep watching Jal Prayag till I catch you in the next video. Vanakkam, namaste, namaskar.